this is like a gossip between a Kenyan and a Zimbabwean. Today, I'm going to be having Tino Sparks, a Zimbabwean living in Cape Town. Hi, living in Pretoria. Talk about South Africa. What we think about South Africa. I love South Africa and I love to talk about South Africa. So I reached out to Tino Sparks from Zimbabwe because she's in Cape Town, and I was like, Tino Sparks, do you want to do a video as we talk about South Africa and what we think about South Africa? And she was like, sure. So she said we could do that, and in today's video I'm gonna be asking her some of the questions of what she thinks about South Africa, and then also or telling you what I think about South Africa after living here for 2 years. Okay, so Tino Sparks, do you want to a little bit tell my subscribers and my viewers today who are you, and yeah, a little bit about yourself, and welcome them to South Africa as well.
Sanbonani Molweni, this is Tino Sparks, your favorite African without borders, right here in Cape Town, South Africa. I'd like to say welcome Namkelekile to Mzansi, Africa.
Okay, now that you've heard from Tino Sparks, and she has told you a little bit about South Africa, and I love the way she used the Zulu word about welcoming you to South Africa. And yeah, so I'm gonna be asking a few questions about South Africa, and the first question is, Tino Sparks, what comes into your mind when you hear about South Africa? What comes into your mind as a Zimbabwean? What comes into your mind when you hear about South Africa?
What comes to my mind when I hear of South Africa is simply a melting pot of cultures. South Africa is termed the Rainbow Nation because it has 12 different cultures, it has 12 different languages, it melts, it oozes with different kind of people, different kind of languages, a lot to learn of, different kind of fruits, from the braai to the shisanyama to the chakalaka. South Africa is amazing.
For me, I think what I think about South Africa, I think about vibe. I think about nature. I think about just these loving people, welcoming people, and a place where foreigners can come and feel accepted. You know, there's a lot of stories and myths about South Africa, like xenophobia and chaos there and there, and racism. Yes, it is there. I won't deny that. After living here for 2 years, I've seen that. But that cannot be used as the term to describe South Africans. South Africans are loving people. South Africans are welcoming, and I love the way they love interacting with the foreigners. I've felt that as a Kenyan living here, and I'm glad that you feel the same as a Zimbabwean. So the other question that Tino Sparks I want to ask you is, why do you think that people should visit South Africa?
Yeah, I think people should visit South Africa because South Africa has a wide variety of experiences to offer. South Africa houses one of the biggest national parks in Africa, the Kruger National Park, that is located in the east, the Mpumalanga province of South Africa. By the way, Mpumalanga is a Zulu or Xhosa word which means where the sun rises. So come over to Mpumalanga, South Africa and experience that. You can also come to Cape Town and experience the famous Table Mountain. Cape Town is a world tourist destination. So yes, you should visit South Africa, you should visit, come and experience all the other things that South Africa has to offer, and not forgetting the beautiful food, from the traditional Indian cuisines to the South African traditional cuisines, the shisanyama. If you have come to South Africa and not experienced our very famous pap and flays, Papa, Nenyama, you have not experienced South Africa. So yes, Woza, come over to South Africa and you should definitely visit for the experience.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Even me, I support that. There are a lot of things to do in South Africa. So many. The other question that I want to ask you, Tino Sparks, the other question that I want to ask you is, Do you think that South Africa is the most beautiful country? After now visiting South Africa and you've been staying here for a while, do you think that South Africa is the most beautiful country in Africa?
Africa and African countries are all beautiful and unique in their own way, but I'd say that South Africa is definitely the most colorful African country right here in Africa because it oozes with culture. Like I said before, you can find the white people in South Africa, the colored, you can find the Indian, and because South Africa is one of the most developed countries in Africa, it attracts so many people. It attracts people who are coming for a better living condition.
And South Africa is my favorite. And I'm not saying this because it's my favorite and I've stayed here for longer than the other countries. But I think South Africa is the most beautiful country in Africa with development. Like the buildings, the roads, the food, the culture, and having the country with still the acceptance of like other people and other nations to come and live here. I think that's something that you don't find in any other country, and I think that makes them the most beautiful country. So why not to be the most beautiful country in Africa then? So I also think the same is the most beautiful country in Africa. And the other question that I like to answer is, do I think South Africa is racist? Oh no. Okay, guys, don't put me on spot. After living here for 2 years, we've seen a lot of chaos. We've seen a lot of people being killed. We've seen fires on the streets. We've seen a lot of things happening. A lot of robbing of the malls and all that. We've seen robbing of malls. We've seen a lot of chaos happening here in South Africa. And I wouldn't say there's racism, but I think there's xenophobia. Racism is where there's black hating whites. But the truth is, there's no racism here, but there's xenophobia. That's the truth. Like, blacks, like South Africans hating Nigerians, Zimbabweans hating Nigerians, Nigerians hating South Africans, Ghanaians hating so and so, Kenyans hating whatever. And that's something that Africans, we have to stop. South Africans, please. As a Kenyan, I'm not happy about it. Please, let this not happen again. I know we said we're going to stop this. Like when Malema came up, he was not happy about it. I was watching him and he said he was not happy about it. Even seeing the leaders support this, it shows that that's not what South Africa is. For me, I think South Africa is not racist, and I think we can do better more than this, right? And I think South Africa is one of the most beautiful places with most beautiful people, and let's not hate our fellow Africans. You guys, if you were hating the whites, I'm not saying they should hate the whites, but if it was racist, then that's another thing. But you're hating your fellow African? Are you mad? That's not fine. I was affected by this, and I'm going to give you a story about this one of these days, about how I was affected by being here in South Africa during xenophobia, and it was not good. Anyway, let's just cut.
In conclusion, I'd like to say, if you're watching this from any part of the world, visit to Africa, come to Africa and visit Africa to experience our unique African story. And yes, if you're watching this and you've watched to this end, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube. It's Tino Sparks, and on Instagram, Tino.Sparks. Otherwise, I love you and thank you for watching.
Okay. So guys, you heard from us. For me, I would just say that South Africa is one of the most beautiful places. You should put it on your bucket list. If you're coming to Africa, if you're African, you want to travel, you should put South Africa in your bucket list, because this is one of the beautiful places to visit ever. And I love what Tino Sparks she's doing on YouTube. You should go and check her out on our YouTube channel. She's doing a great, amazing job on YouTube. Thank you so much, Tino Sparks, for allowing me to do this kind of collaboration and interview with you on my channel. Thank you so much. Hoping one day we'll meet. Not now that we're doing it. You're in Cape Town, I'm in Pretoria doing this. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me. Try to answer those questions yourself and tell me on the comment section what you think about South Africa. Is South Africa the most beautiful place to visit? And would you come to South Africa? Do you think South Africa is racist? If you've ever been to South Africa, South Africans, do you think that we are saying the truth? Do you think that South Africans need to change and be loving people to other foreigners? Do you know? Me, I've never felt so much threatened, but I've been robbed in South Africa and other things. But besides, 99% South Africa is the best place to stay and live. So thank you so much for watching. Let me see you on the next one. Goodbye.